So the WWE decided they were going to try a new pay-per-view concept or gimmick called Battleground. I don't really know what the concept or gimmick of this was going to be. It just sounds like a lame-ass name given to one of your 2 October pay-per-views. Also, why this company insists on having to have 2 October pay-per-views, I'll never understand. Words I could use to describe this event last night. Interesting. Bipolar. There are a lot of different things. This pay-per-view to me kind of ran the whole spectrum. It gave you some things that you were really going to love, and then it gave you some things that you could really pick on, harp on, and tear apart on this show. It really did run that whole gamut, that whole spectrum. I was a little bit surprised, to say the least, but it happened. A lot of you, I'm sure, are thinking, I hope this is the only WWE Battleground we ever get. And you know what? Frankly, I might agree with you a little bit. Let's talk about this show already. For some reason, the WWE has this big-time love affair, like this raging hard-on, almost a raging ring boner, for putting the World Heavyweight Championship match as the opening match on the card. And usually I would poon the company for doing this, and deservedly so. However, looking back at Battleground, I have to admit that this pay-per-view needed this Hardcore Rules World Heavyweight Championship match to kick off this show. It got a good vibe going early on. It got your energy level up. It got the crowd involved. It was a good way to kick off the show, and RVD didn't win. So, you know, it was kind of one of these matches where everybody kind of won. You even got Ricardo involved, and they kind of were teasing almost that he was going to flip back to ADR's side, and then he didn't. I wonder what they're going to do with Ricardo from here. I almost wish they would have had him turn heel and, you know, join back up with ADR, because they seem like a match made in heaven. And with ADR having Ricardo, I give a little bit of a shit about ADR. Without Ricardo, I give 0 shits about ADR. After the World Heavyweight Championship match, you kind of hit a lull in this show, and you had some tough-to-sit-through matches. You really, really did. You look at this randomly thrown together tag match, the Real Americans versus Khali and Santino. The one highlight in this, obviously, that everybody's talking about, the thing that will be memorable, one of the most memorable moments of the show, is going to be Antonio Cesaro executing that Cesaro swing on Great Khali. I'm sure they're going to plan on turning Cesaro babyface at some point in time, but they need not wait. They need to hurry up and do it. They finally got something that provides a little bit of sizzle to Cesaro, who already is a very, very good in-ring performer with a wide repertoire of skills. And now you throw this in. This is a babyface thing. This is something that makes him pop to the audience. Don't waste your time. Sticking in with Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter is doing nothing for Cesaro right now anyways. So you lose nothing from instantly, like on Raw this week, breaking him apart from that group and turning him babyface. It's one of the highlights of the show. Once it happens, people want to see it, and it's stupid to continue to fight the grain and have him heel when people want to cheer this guy when he's doing crap like this. Seriously. The IC title match. Curtis Axel won. That's about it. Not a whole lot of intrigue or interest here. The Divas title match. Frankly, I didn't watch it. Why? Because the dog had to go outside and take a dump. So I would rather take the dog outside for a walk than watch the Divas match. I got back just in time for the finish with Tamina Snuka and AJ Lee retaining. And I'm like, you know what? I'm glad the dog had to take a dump because I didn't miss anything. Now, I'm not surprised at all that the match of the night, the most fun match of the night, the most interesting match of the night, the most compelling match of the night, the most just about everything on the night was this tag team match between the Rhodes brothers, Cody and Goldust versus The Shield. No surprise to me. This is a match that had me the most interested heading into it. Clearly, the crowd was more into this than anything else on the show, as they should have been. The storytelling heading into it was very well done. You had a good mixture of younger players like The Shield and even Cody Rhodes, and some names from the past that people care about like Goldust and Dusty Rhodes. Had so many things going for it on paper. The match itself was really damn good. The payoff was outstanding. The Rhodes brothers have their job back. Glory, glory, hallelujah, good times all around. Anybody that knows me and has watched my videos in the past should know what's coming next. When we see the American Dream, It's an excuse for me to bust out something, and no, unlike other people in the YWC, it's not an excuse to bust out my penis. 3, 2, 1. Let me tell you something out there, good people of the YWC. It's the American Dream, Daddy. And I knew this was going to be a glorious occasion where the Rose family name was going to be salvaged. Where my boys was going to overcome these hard times. I knew it when I was standing back there with my boys and that little blind saucy tot. When they're young. Yeah, she knows she wants the American dream inside of her. She want to feel like all the ladies do. And who could blame her? Who could blame her? But I looked at my boys, and I saw the gleam in their eye. And I said, Daddy, these boys is going to do it tonight. But I'm going to make sure they're going to do it. I'm going to come out there. And the boy, I did come out there. And when I heard my music hit, it took me back 20-some years. I almost strapped up and put on my polka dots. Almost. But the ladies would have passed out in the front row because Dusty Rhodes is too much of the sexy baby. Now, when I was out there, I tried to say I was going to be there in the corner, and if it needs to be that way, it needs to be that way. Well, Dean Ambrose decided he was going to call him tiptoeing through the tulips. So the American Dream said, well, here you go. How about you smell the roses? How about a fist shot and a bionic elbow, bitch? Yeah. They know how it gets down. And my boys was victorious. Yeah, Stephanie McMahon and Triple H magically weren't there, but they know they was watching. They didn't want to have that big yoke from all the egg on their faces I was going to put there with my boys. After I knew they would overcome that adversity, overcome these challenges, these obstacles, and persevere through the hard times, Daddy. And that's what my boys did. And now, they got their jobs back. And now, I still got my job. So I'm going to tell you this right now, Stephanie. I'm going to tell you this right now, God. My whole family, all three of us, we're going to continue to be your Huckleberry Daddy, if you understand me. So you get Bray Wyatt versus Kofi Kingston. Again, something that was really kind of thrown together at the last minute. I wish the WWE would stop doing that. It is a little bit lazy. I mean, you know you have the pay-per-view coming. It's like at the last minute you sit there and say, oh my God, we got to fill this much space on the card. Let's throw something together at the last minute. Do you really need to do that? Just saying. As far as Bray Wyatt goes and the Wyatt family, again, a great character concept. I think they're doing a lot of good things with the Bray Wyatt character. But I think it still lacks direction. And direction is incredibly important for a character like this because it's so different and so off the wall and so crazy that people are going to love it if you're not careful. And if you don't clearly define that Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family are supposed to be evil and supposed to be bad guys, the fans are going to start turning in a different direction and continue to cheer these guys and want to see them. You know, it's one thing if they're heels, people want to see them get beat. But now you're going to be trying to go against the grain if you continue down this directionless path with Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family, where people are going to want to pay to see them just to see them, which is not what you want out of an evildoer or a bad guy. It's supposed to be about the baby faces, you know, getting their revenge, overcoming the odds and the obstacles here. Actually, I didn't think this match was all that good. I really didn't. I thought it was kind of botch-filled, especially at the beginning. You know, Bray Wyatt doing that exorcist shit was pretty cool. Yeah, just, wow, I really don't care about Kofi anymore. That was the thing that stood out to me the most about this match, frankly. So now let me get this straight. A guy in CM Punk who held the WWE Championship for 434 days has to beat a guy in Ryback who's never held the WWE Championship via a low blow, and CM Punk is the babyface here. And then we get to the main event. Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. Wow. I got a lot to say about this one. In regards to the Raw-esque, leave everything hanging, indecisive finish, cliffhanger, tune into next week's show type of ending, I've got a lot to say about that too.